Pleased to have with us on the program right now, Natalie Foster from the Girls Guide to Guns. How you doing, Natalie?
Hey, Cam. Good to talk to you again. What's up with the 70s slow jams, man?
I don't know. Blame it on Cameron Gray. Actually, don't blame it on Cameron. Praise Cameron, because he is he's the bumper music master. So I'm sure that there's a good reason. I can't explain it, but I'm sure that there's a good reason. Listen, I'm glad to have you on the program here. I thought about you last night. We had a talk back from one of our listeners who just paid for his wife and 7 women to go take a first shots course at a local range, and all of the women said, well, we can't wait to go back. And I thought, we need to have Natalie on the program so we can, A, tell her about this, and B, check in with how the Girls Guide to Guns is going.
Great. Well, thank you. Yeah, thanks for thinking of me. And, yeah, that guy is a champ. Every man should aspire to be that guy.
So, you're out there in California, and I had the opportunity to meet Natalie when I was out at the Hollywood Celebrity Sporting Clays tournament put on by Patrick Kilpatrick. And that was the first time that really, Natalie, you and I had a chance to sit down and talk about what it is that you do. And, you're all about getting women to the range for the first time and developing women shooters.
Absolutely. It's so critical, especially when, in a time when our freedom really is under attack from so many different angles. Like I said to you, I tell you what, if you want to keep our Second Amendment rights, in check and as they stand or better, then you got to get the chicks,
Well, I don't know that I'm allowed to actually put it that way, Natalie.
I can, though. I can.
Well, you can, yes, because you're a woman, so you can say chicks without the National Organization of Women coming down on you.
I'll probably get them too, though. But it's cool too, though, because it's so empowering for women in the most positive sense. Sure, there's the self-protection aspect of it, and that's a big thing. But when you just focus on that, you overlook so many of the positive aspects of shooting, from self-confidence and camaraderie, of course. There are just so many things that you don't want to miss when it comes to talking about shooting, and there's so many women who are intimidated, unfortunately. So yes, I am out there to take the intimidation factor away and make it a little more palatable for a girl who might be, a little nervous about it.
And, and in California, I'm guessing that you also have to deal with a lot of, let's say, cultural misinformation. A lot of people who say that women should never shoot, that in fact that men should never shoot, and that they shouldn't be gun owners. How is that? I don't know. How many people are buying this, Natalie? We see so many stories about the number of female gun owners and female shooters on the rise. Are the women that you talk to, are they rejecting this attitude that women they can't be gun owners, and nobody's better off knowing how to shoot a firearm?
Oh yeah, no, it's funny because I would say percentage-wise, it's probably 80-20. Most people are surprisingly, very, very positive about it and very accepting, and there's a little thrill about it. It's like a little dangerous, and of course. Dangerous is probably the wrong word. Maybe sexy in the most intriguing sense of the word. They're just kind of intrigued by it.
Yeah.
And then there are some, of course, that are scared. And it's funny, I get this combination all the time, usually from mothers that are like, oh, well, I really don't believe that anyone should own guns, but I really want to come to the range with you.
Well,
so
look,
it's interesting. I think they're open to it, and that's how you change minds.
You're absolutely right. That's a very important first step.
Mm-hmm. Very.
And we can't expect people. I talk about being a good ambassador for the Second Amendment. You can't expect people who have been told for years and years and years that there's no good reason to own a gun. To switch on a dime and all of a sudden say, you know what, I'm going to become an NRA Life member.
Exactly.
It takes time. There are steps, and the first thing that you have to do is you have to get that person out to the range without them, breaking down in tears.
Exactly.
And let them see for themselves so that they can make up their own mind.
Absolutely, and especially with women, just a little advice to the guys that are listening: please don't start your daughters or wives or girlfriends or sisters or whatever on a 45. That's just not cool. Start her out on a 22, and help her work up to it, and explain it thoroughly, and don't expect her to already know anything. Think of her as a blank slate. and let her come to it naturally. She really, usually women really will. It really helps if women shoot with other women for the first time. I will say that.
Yeah. All right. Now, Mark in Richmond, Texas wrote in and says, actually, my sister has insisted that I teach all my nieces to shoot. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. That's really great. And, maybe he's an excellent teacher, and she really trusts him to do it very thoroughly and very gently and all of that. I do hear a lot of complaints about women who are, they've had a bad experience from their dad giving them, or their uncle or somebody, trying to be funny, and at 9 years old, giving them a 12 gauge and saying, pull, and then they're traumatized for life. So it sounds like this guy is not somebody who would do something like that, and that he actually really knows how to teach. So that's great. You've got to have the right mentality to be able to teach, women and girls. So that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, do you have anything coming up out there in California soon?
We're working on some pretty fun things, Cam. I'm excited. Potential book stuff going on, TV show. There's a lot in the works. So I'll keep you posted, I promise.
All right, Natalie, great talking to you again, and we'll do it again soon.
Cool. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it.
Say hi to California for me.
Oh, I will.
All right, Natalie Foster with girlsguidetoguns.com.